Hello, Libra. Welcome to your monthly reading for May of 2021. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you are unsure of how to find your Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, I left you a link to a website that I use the most often down below, or you can just Google, how do I find my rising sign? How do I find my moon sign? That sort of thing. And there are so many websites out there where you just plug in your birthday information and it lets you know the planetary aspects for the day that you were born. So we're doing things a little bit different than last month. I've already shuffled the cards off camera and then laid them out off camera just because, it's, like I've said before, it's very painful watching me shuffle. I'm just terrible at it. And it takes a long time, so I don't want to add any more time to a video. Last month, I ascribed different meanings to each card. You know, for instance, I was like, this represents your hopes for the month. This represents your challenges for the month. I did not do that for May. The only one that has a meaning is this first one, which is your own energy. The rest of them are going to be telling like a story for the month of May, like a snapshot of like, you know, what the situations are going to be this month. It's not anything that's consecutive. So it's not like Knight of Swords energy comes first and then Chariot and then Moon. This all flows together, and this is all energy that's working together for the month. So we're going to get started with your own energy, and you know, very powerful here for May. We have the Emperor, you know, a lot of authority, you know, just really you taking the time and taking that moment to stand in your own power and you know, acknowledging who you are, acknowledging your capabilities and your talents, and you know, even your leadership potential. If you've been unsure if you should be, you know, taking bigger steps, if you've been unsure if you're meant to be somebody who's in more of a public role or somebody who, like, you know, people look up to, there's a lot of encouragement for that this month. And then looking at these cards here too, I'm seeing some balance coming into play for the month. We've got this guy balancing here on top of like the ram's head on top of his sword. We have like a sense of balance with the Queen of Wands as well, and then with Justice. So I feel like in May you're going to be working on things that are going to bring a little more balance into your life. Definitely some forward moving energy here. Not feeling very stagnant, you know, with that Knight of Swords and that Chariot. This is like you sort of taking the reins, sitting in that driver's seat and deciding to go forward and move on from things and move on to, you know, a better part of your story at this point. So there could be a lot of decisions that are involved for you in the month of May where you're deciding that you may not exactly like where you are right now or where you started, and you want to move on from that. And it may not even come from something negative like that either. It might not be that you're like, oh, I hate where I am right now. You know, you're just choosing, you know, something better down the road, and you want to work on something, you know, that's going to bring that balance that we talked about into your life. So in order to do that, you sort of need to take control. You need to take, you know, take the reins and really commit to moving forward. Of course, as you're, you know, working on your life and as you're journeying down your path and, you know, all of that new age, whatever, you know, it's also important to be grounded in reality and to be aware of everything that's going on around you. So you don't want to make these moves blindly. You don't just want to be like super impulsive. You know, if you're making a decision to change jobs or to start, you know, a new business for yourself, or you're making a decision, you know, to start school or to, you know, move or, enter a relationship or anything like that, you know, you want to make sure that you have all the information that's available to you and that you're really taking a good look at it, and that you're definitely going through it and not just like skimming through any information that is presented to you. So you want to be very aware of, everything that's going on around you this month. I feel like a lot of your vision is going to be focused on yourself and moving yourself forward. And, you know, that's also going to have repercussions too for your family, for those around you as well. So as you're making decisions and you're moving along, you definitely want to, you know, make sure that you understand the details, understand like all the fine print of anything that you are, anything that you're working on, so that you're not caught off guard, and so that you're not like, nothing surprising comes at you, or if there are surprises, that you're a little bit more prepared for it because you've got some knowledge under your belt. You understand the details of the situation a little bit more, so that things can't really knock you off your feet. I see most definitely, like I said, there's a quality of leadership coming in for the month of May, or at least you feeling a bit more comfortable taking a leadership position. Both the Emperor and the Queen of Wands have a lot of inspiring energy, somebody that people look up to, somebody that's able to, say, hey, here's what I've done with my life so far. You can do it too, that sort of thing. Not like one of those, scammy life coach type person, but really somebody who works to help other people, and somebody who's like just inspiring to other people and makes them say, hey, I want to do that too. Or you made me feel like I could do better. Like, I feel like you being in that sort of position, as if somebody's going to look to you as being like an authority on a subject. And, you're encouraged to not be afraid to share your knowledge. Don't be afraid to share those experiences. Don't be afraid to share your abilities. You've got a lot of talent, so bring that out and share that with people. And I feel for a lot of you too, you've had some, as it's normal for people, the fear, the worry, the anxiety, of course, when you're embarking on something new or just making decisions to further your career or further something positive for yourself, there's always that little nagging self-doubt in the back of your mind, which is very normal, and oftentimes is something that we need to further motivate us. And I feel that there's like this sense of mastery of some of those anxieties and worries for you this month. So rather than them really playing a big role in your life this month, like, you're mastering that energy and saying, you know what, I have anxiety. It's valid why I have this anxiety, but I'm taking control of it this month and I'm moving forward with it. I'll bring the anxiety with me, but I'm going to make it work for me. And, if you've been through readings with me before, oftentimes I tell you not to be afraid of your fears. We have a big cultural thing right now where people are told to don't allow yourself to have fear. Don't allow yourself to feel worried. Don't allow yourself to have any doubt. But the thing is that fear and doubts and worries are part of something that protects us. It's just that they get that balance a little bit, askew, sometimes. So rather than being afraid of it and not acknowledging it and not confronting it, it's good to confront your fears. It's good to look at them. It's good to understand where that comes from. It's good to understand where doubt comes from. Sometimes it's because of experiences that we've had. Sometimes it's because things that people have said to us. Other times it's because, chemically, there's some sort of chemical thing going on in your brain that's just not allowing you, to rest easier, not allowing you to live without anxiety. All of those things are extremely valid. And some of your power comes from exploring that and understanding like why those fears are there, why those anxieties are there. You don't have to defeat them. You don't necessarily have to be so perfect all the time and be fearless at all times. It's taking whatever control you can be, if it's very small or if it's very big. But I do feel for a lot of you, like there's this shift where, some of those negative emotions might have played a bigger part earlier this year. And I feel like that's kind of shifting and you're gaining a little bit more control with them, and you're gaining a little bit more ground against some of that negative emotion this month. Small point for some of you with this Justice card, for some of you, there may be like a situation where you're looking for justice, you're looking for a fair decision, and that is on its way to you to benefit you. For a lot more of you, this energy of this Emperor, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Chariot, taking your power and moving it forward and using it to propel you forward, and skipping down your path, looking for something brighter, this Justice card is you finally taking that moment to make the decision to say, yes, I have this ability and I'm going to do the thing with this ability. I am committed to doing the thing because I am talented. I am motivated. I am determined. I am worthy of being seen as like this authority, or I'm worthy of being recognized for my talents. So I am going to take that energy and I'm going to do the thing, so you're making that choice, right? And you're making that choice because you're thinking about how it's going to benefit you in the future. You're thinking about how it's going to benefit your family and your loved ones in the future as well. And, it's just, yeah, I feel a better positive mindset coming to you for this month. I don't know why I keep doing this. I'm noticing my hands, but anyway, just offering, and that's going to offer you a little more clarity and a little bit more motivation to, light that fire under your booty, as I usually say, and move on and, pick a path and stick to it and work towards something bigger for yourself. And, I just feel some more like mental and emotional, openness coming your way for the month of May. That's just going to make you feel a little more safe, to do the thing, right? So we are going to take a look at an oracle card to wrap this up. See what little message that we have. Oops. Oh, you got two. All right. We have hardship. May I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. So, we've all been through crap. That's a lot of, energy here too with this the 5 of Cups energy. You've been through some bullshit. And again, as I was talking, situations that you've been in, people that you've dealt with and whatnot may have caused fears and anger and anxieties and worries, all those sorts of negative emotions. But, through this month, you're really working with it rather than against it and, sort of taking some of your own power back. And then we have trust. When love is invited to take over, right actions arise at the right time. Allow me, dear divine, to wait patiently until the timing is right. Let me rest in the unknown until a clear path is shown. So, definitely we have a path going forward here for this month, and it's just about trusting the timing in your life. You may be worried that it's, not the right time for you to be in this Emperor and this Queen of Wands energy, but something is showing, asking you to sort of like trust where you are right now and trust where it's going to propel you and where it's going to bring you, where the energy is going to bring you for the future. So having trust in... this deck of cards tends to be a bit like religious oriented, which I know is not always welcome by some folks. So I always tell people, even though it says like God or divine, whatever you believe, however like divine energy presents itself to you, that's how you should see this messaging. So rather than it's preaching at you, some God message, I'm not. So however you can make that language work for you, but trust where you've been, trust where you are right now, and trust where you are going, and use those old experiences and then use some of those harder emotions to propel you forward and to move you forward. All right. So lovely reading. If you have any questions or you need anything clarified, just let me know down in the comments. This was a very general reading for everybody. So if you need something more individual, you can find my information to get a more individualized reading down below. And I hope all of you have a really lovely month. I hope that you are safe and healthy. I'm sending you lots of love and blessings, and I will see y'all next month. Take care. Bye-bye.